From the azure vault you sneak. You've got me tripping, knees so weak. Catch my breath, it's you I seek. Your smile got me losing sleep. You're the flame that lights my night. With you everything's alright. In your arms I just might find the stars that are out of sight. Love's the only thing we hold through the years as we grow. In your eyes the story.
All right, welcome back to another day. A day filled with vibe, a day filled with adventure, with fun. Here to motivate you, to update you, and to entertain you. This is the Switch with your boy Josh, and
your girl PARVIN Joyce,
and with your boy Josh.
all right, we are back and we are better. We are bigger with international news, local news. You know, everything concerning society, literally. With our biggest burning question of the hour, is it a must, in fact, for a man to kneel down and ask a woman for marriage? I feel like you guys should change history for once.
Okay.
All right. In our first segment, we are having the international news brought to you by Josh and Jay. For the first one, we're having Trump being inquired about running for the third term. But, you know, he has a constitution that goes against him. This was during a press conference whereby an interviewer or a news reporter inquired if Trump is going to run for the third time. We know that Trump is running the 100 days of his 4 years in the seat. But if he were to do this, there's, remember, a constitution that's going against him that says a president shouldn't run more than 3 times. And if he were, you know, to do it, like change the constitution, it would be in a way that he has to be having 2. In fact, he's supposed to be having 38 US states and 2/3 of the Congress in order to change the constitution. We don't know whether that would be good. But the fact that he has not made it clear and it's giving people very many thoughts. Will he not? But for the next 4 years, 100 days have been down and he's made a great change. He's taken away abortion, transgendering of, you know, young children, in, you know, putting a mindset that you're not meant to be of this sex. You're supposed to be this. Those things are out of the way, and it's all thanks to Trump. The missing soldiers. Recently, they discovered the bodies of the missing soldiers in Lithuania. These have been missing for a week in the past few days when the vehicle was discovered. And with the vehicle, obviously, they had to find the bodies. So it's been a lot of excavating because these were found in the pit bogs. And the car was as heavy as they come, 7-ton vehicle. And a day after, the soldiers the day after, the soldiers went missing. So, like, they first discovered the vehicle, and then the soldiers went missing. So the soldiers were part of the training exercise near Belarus border, where the U.S. soldiers have been stationed by the U.S. government since 2019. As we dig in deeper, we're having the education in Gaza. It has gotten more worrying as the Israeli bombing has taken nearly 80% or 90% of the education institutes, claiming that these centers were control centers and, you know, command centers, so they had to put them down, not thinking about the children, which is really worrying the UN. So these guys bomb a school just because they thought it's a command center. Mm-hmm. Children are dying, and they're studying in debris houses. Imagine a class that has been halfly bombed. So if you consider to be having a book, you consider to be having a device, you're considered lucky. This has taken very many lives, and very many people are going against it, that it should really stop. On the other hand, in a country that doesn't know? Some Americans claim. Which country doesn't know? The US, America.
Germany.
Anyways, Elon Musk hands out 2 million, 2 checks with 1 million each. So each check is having 1 million. In Wisconsin, Green Bay, claiming that he is giving it out for attention in support of Judge or Skimo. You know, like imagine Elon Musk being the one to run for your votes, let's say campaigning manager, giving out money for fun. And he claimed it.
I mean, he has the money for it. He can do it over and over again.
Still, he
From
gave.
now till he dies, and it won't
reduce.
It won't reduce.
What was the recent thing they had? I've seen a meme going around about Elon Musk, introducing Elon Musk to an Elon Musk. Was it the X thing, something of that sort?
Yeah, when XAI bought X.
Anyways, mnange sibuli mumba manye nako. Many people are claiming that he's just buying a spot. Yeah, he claims to be supporting. In fact, he was like, vote Judge. He cancelled it and he was like, no, you should vote Super Judge. So he calls him Super Judge Skimo.
He's buying himself into politics.
Yeah, and they've put a big sign saying "Not for sale." That thing is so common in Uganda. When I was young, I used to read "Not for sale." Be like, who's Saleh? Till I got to know. Anyways, going to Beijing. Are we in East? East? Is Thailand in East, around East? A 7.7 magnitude earthquake hits Thailand. Many buildings are shown shaking, some with some skyscrapers having swimming pools. You could literally see the water pouring down and you know, these, okay, I feel like they've modernized their buildings because some skyscrapers weren't falling. It's like,
yeah, but true, there are videos circulating where some penthouses with pools at the top have been leaking, have been pouring out water because of the earthquakes.
Yes.
Some architects were wise enough to
I've
put
seen.
2 buildings together with bridges in between. They broke apart.
Yeah. But then they have this mechanism. I think it's one. These are things, you know, we should be invested in, like education. A building that's not affected by an earthquake. It was just literally shaking, but people were comfortable up. So these buildings that don't have these kinds of mechanism were seen pouring down. People, shops. I've seen some videos. Forgive my dark humor, but I laughed a bit. Not the buildings that fell down, but then there were shops, as if you could see, let's say it's like a shockwave. Most people did not realize it. I literally saw someone crying, holding onto the floor. Anyways, we should start really emphasizing that many are speculated to be dead around like 2000. Yeah, but we pray for our brothers and sisters. May God comfort them. Yeah, so Josh, take us in another one.
All right, in more news, we have news coming from Myanmar junta, which continues to bomb rebel areas despite the earthquake. So, while the country is still dealing with the effects of the earthquake that has taken over 2,000 lives, people are still going on with bombings in Myanmar junta, wherever that place is.
He kinda, this dude, the junta guy, within the bombing, within the earthquake, he was pointing out, you know, let's say he's one of those rulers. I couldn't say president because he doesn't control the entire state. Yeah. But then he was like, imagine we are having an earthquake and our generals are like, leave earthquakes alone. We have to bomb Chibuye. They are rebels hiding in Chibuye. Yeah. So hours, in fact, within and hours during the earthquake, he arranged some bombing to attack terrorist places.
Yeah, he was backed up by Russia and Chinese arms.
Yeah.
And he managed to pull down rebel-held areas, bringing condemnation from the UN.
Yeah.
And his strike in Shan has killed about 7 people, slightly after the earthquake.
Yes.
So while people are still
these are
dealing with the damage of the earthquake, this one has its own kabuya.
Apparently, he knows his target. You're not going to bomb the earthquake. Apparently, after earthquakes, now you're going to have terrorists. So he used the chance. Check them, bomb them. Anyway.
Like he was planning with God.
Yeah, PARVIN. Yeah, about that KFC.
Yes, before we go in with our next international news, Josh,
Yeah.
you need to repent because I believe Uganda is next with this unending rain. Anyways, with the next international news, we have KFC's new advert. Now, I've never ever seen a weird advert as this one. KFC released a new advert that scared a lot of people from different countries. Well, I just had a KFC meal today, regardless. But
that thing is frightening.
no, it's actually not.
It's what?
Okay.
Can you believe I've not yet seen this advert?
Well, this is an advert where it was a man standing in the woods and a woman appears from nowhere. Then a lot of people start surrounding the man from nowhere, like from the woods in the dark, and they grab the man, put him in it was some kind of big thing, and take him to a river, soak him to a they soaked him into that river, and pulling him out like this, he was a piece of chicken. Like the man had turned into a piece of chicken.
What does that symbolize?
And the river had turned into gravy, man. KFC is delicious. So I don't know whatever this advert was supposed to mean. I'm not leaving KFC.
You're not leaving KFC?
Yes, a lot of people are speculating maybe the secret ingredients and all that.
If you come to my house and you asked for food and you found a pinky in the food.
In this scenario, we've not found anything in KFC, man.
But
it is real chicken we are eating.
Symbolism.
I'm a prayerful person, so
Even though you
I
pray for
don't
KFC,
even believe
like
anything would
spice.
happen, even if their spices are something we don't understand. Anyways, that is it with KFC. People are rioting. People want to burn down some of their branches in the USA. People are asking for answers, but well, KFC has not said a word about the advert yet. Yeah, it is still circulating. People are asking for answers and they're not receiving any. But regardless, we are still enjoying their meals.
It's one of those things that companies do. Remember when Duolingo died?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
No.
Guys were like, oh, the great Duolingo Gundi died. Like, bad.
Oh, the language app, right?
That thing wasn't. It was like, Duolingo is that company that even does memes.
Yeah.
It's on trend. Recently, we've had this guy, the one who does morning routines the one who takes an entire day to prepare for the day.
Ashton something.
Yeah, Ashton Hall. Duolingo did that trend. And it does not mind what people think. You understand? Yeah? It keeps that fun. Yeah? So you never know. This is how KFC is really chicken, but that thing was just to spike the marketing.
Exactly. It was something to market, but people are taking it too far, saying the
PARVIN, what's KFC in
ingredients.
full?
Kentucky Fried Chicken, man. How do I eat KFC for all these years and I don't even know the full form? Anyways, in the next news, we have Gabrielle, a boxing champion from Nigeria who dies during a boxing match. This man was fighting with an opponent from Ghana, and he was boxed like one good boxing, like took him down to the ground. At first, the referees thought he was maybe trying to get some bit of energy to get up, but they then later realized that he was not breathing. Like they had to rush him to the hospital, but when they reached the hospital, like before even they entered, he was already dead.
Did he die like in the ring?
I think he died on his way to the hospital because they first let him stay in the ring for some time, thinking he would get up because they didn't want to cancel the match. But then they realized he's not getting up and he looked like he was really in a lot of pain. So they had to rush him to the hospital. But before he reached, he was already dead.
That, I give respect to him. I watched the match. There weren't really heavy blows, like super exchange of whatsoever.
I think they just hit a wrong spot or something because the death was so unexpected.
They said he had like, I read earlier this morning and they were like, he had a seizure.
Oh.
Yeah, because you see him standing well. Because if it was one blow and down, he died. But then there's a way he stammered like on the ground, and then literally just fell in the ropes.
But I believe before these people go for those boxing matches, aren't there like some
Tested, yeah. They are, but I feel
measures they're supposed to take, like to stop these people with sicknesses from going for those matches?
I've actually ever heard of a case whereby someone just fell and died, like randomly. One of them is my biggest celebrity, Juice WRLD. He had no heart disease or anything, just a seizure, and he fell on the ground. I feel like it's one of those random deaths that kill people in sleep. You understand? Your heart just stops.
And in the next international news, we have a baby called Kwekwe from South Africa who was raped or molested from school. And this has led to riots in the country and the school being closed. Yeah, the Ministry of Education in South Africa has stopped the license of this school from working. And this girl is only 7 years of age.
That monster.
Now, the story of this girl, according to what I've seen, the videos of the mother talking to the press in circulating on TikTok, this girl goes to school on a random Monday. The mother says this girl dresses up in a tracksuit on a Monday.
So it's not seductive.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So this girl goes to school normally on a Monday morning, and this girl normally comes back in the school truck in the evening.
Okay.
So evening reaches, the girl was dropped off late that evening. But when they went to bed at night, the mother didn't mind the school dropping off her child late because maybe they had to drop off other kids first. But when it reached night, the girl started crying out of pain, like, "Mom, my bum is hurting. Like, I'm feeling a lot of pain." So the mom grabs a torch to check what is happening with her daughter, a 7-year-old, you can imagine. And only to find that the hole was a size of toilet paper, I think that thing of toilet paper roll.
Yeah.
And that is how big it looked like. The mother was so scared. So she had to call in the husband. They rushed the girl to hospital, only to find out the girl was raped and she was used from both sides, like front and back.
Lord.
This story is so heartbreaking. The mom was asked to open up a case at the police. And when she went to open up the case, she went with police to school to get explanations of what happened to the daughter, because the school says the girl was asked to go and sweep a certain classroom because the mom says they normally have timetables of these kids, cleaning the classrooms and all that. But her child was specifically asked to go alone to sweep a classroom while like the other kids were heading home. She was
not
sent.
like any form of punishment.
Yes, not any form of punishment, no explanation, no nothing. Like, she was specifically sent away from her fellow kids who were playing and waiting for the bus to go and sweep a classroom. And when the girl went to sweep the classroom, that's when the caretaker, they say that they have a caretaker who looks after them in that evening period before they go home. And the caretaker comes for the girl, like, it's time to go home. He hands the girl to the bus driver, like the school driver, and the driver takes the girl home. So the police asked these people for their DNA because they found how do I say it in a way that is not disgusting on air?
They do understand.
Of men in this girl. So they would of the person who molested the girl, and the driver accepted to give his DNA. The caretaker also accepts to give his DNA. But the school principal, who is allegedly a white person, refuses to give his DNA to find out what happened to the girl. And he even goes ahead and suspends the girl from school, like the girl is tarnishing the school's name and all that. He even goes ahead and starts seeking for help from the AfriForum, that South African people are threatening to kill him. So my question is, I'm wondering if this guy is really innocent, the school principal, Why
First
is
of
he
all,
going all this
if
far?
you're
It is
innocent,
just a DNA.
it's just a DNA.
So I believe the DNA would prove your innocence.
Can't they force him to give in a DNA? Because
Well,
these things of peacefully, I'm tired of being polite to people and they're giving the negative.
The AfriForum says they cannot force this man into giving a DNA because, first of all, he's not South African. So they have to go through protocol, and that led to a signing of a petition. There is a petition being signed by the whole world, literally, because of this girl. Everyone is able to sign this petition, and the government of the USA says if they reach a certain number of people, they can legally force this man to get a DNA.
But these things are logical. We've grown up in African homes. The child who denies the most is always the guilty one. Not always, but he's giving off these I'm guilty vibes. First of all, you refuse to give a DNA.
Yes.
Second, you're not minding the girl and you're minding the reputation of a school.
And after that, the guy is saying he was not at school when this all happened to the girl. At first he says this did not happen from school. Maybe it happened from home or somewhere, but not at school. Second, he says even if it happened at school, me, I was not at school. I was at one of my other campuses because that school has a lot of different branches in South Africa. So he says he was at one of his other branches. But then the other people are saying the principal was at school. So this whole thing is not connecting. Why is the principal lying to us? Why is the principal denying a DNA to test and find out who raped the girl? Because I believe as a principal of this school, you find out one of your students has been raped, you would highly collaborate with the officials to find out what happened. But the fact that he's doing all this proves him guilty even without the DNA test.
Yeah. Those are universal gestures. You know, they are psychological universal gestures.
And this is so sad. Like, this has been the saddest story I've listened to this whole week. Like, I've been trying to follow up. This girl is only 7 years old. Like, men, seriously, 7-year-old girl. She was not dressed in a provocative way. She does not work at night. So what reason do you give for raping a 7-year-old girl? Seriously, we need justice for this girl. And I highly believe she will get the justice she deserves.
Indeed, because you cannot tell me. We've had, apparently, even in, I don't know why in Uganda, okay, I don't know whether it's hyped or anything. I think last year, I heard this thing going around my place that there's a girl that, in fact, I feel like it's even true because one of my friends told me they live around that area. Girl was raped and murdered.
Oh my God. So these whole sad stories of people being raped, ladies being raped, used by men have been going on, and a lot of people have been keeping quiet. So that is why people are saying we should put an end to silence of or men
Sexual
being bad
abuse.
people, sexual abuse to ladies. Like, even ladies deserve to feel that like they are safe in this society. Ladies deserve to feel like even if I put on the shortest skirt I have in my closet, I will feel safe moving around in it because
then it's kind of wrong, like dressing code. I believe in Uganda, the thing works on you by society. Usually men would beat up, those days, men would beat you and cancel you.
Well, the dressing up part depends on how you've grown up. Some of us have grown up, we know you're supposed to dress up in a decent way. But that doesn't mean if someone grew up thinking dressing up in short skirts should make them feel bad about themselves, okay? Because you're going to go out and these boda men will start shouting at you like, girl, muala, what? No, everyone should feel comfortable in the way they want to act.
Self-respect.
Okay?
We as men sometimes lack self-respect. We get over our...
Some men.
No, like that's the truth. That's the truth. I'm talking
Yes,
on behalf of men.
some
I'm
men,
not
but
righteous.
90%
We
of
are
men.
not righteous.
Yeah, but
We are not righteous. You understand, yeah? We are driven by very many things, but it's up to us to control our demons. You understand?
Yes.
Like, if you see a woman dressed up, these things of whistling to women as if they are dogs.
Oh my God, that is the most annoying
almost
thing that would
slapped a
happen
man.
to you.
We were in a taxi heading back home. He touched the woman's thigh.
Wow.
So we are seated. From nowhere, we hear a slap. And the woman saying, don't mind me, the city sizes. Dude,
Yes.
we
I
abuse the
highly support ladies who slap those disrespectful men, because where do you get the audacity to touch me? As a lady, I deserve to be respected.
But thing is, as women, we shouldn't be dressed up. They shouldn't dress up provocatively. At the same thing, men, someone dressing up in a provocative way doesn't mean you should lose your temper. You should lose whatever you have, self-control,
Yes.
and go ahead and do the stupidest of things.
Anyway, that takes us to one of the posts of a man who was saying justice for this little girl, who posted and said, she's not dressed like a slut. You just think like a rapist. And yes, this goes to all Ugandan men. You all just think like rapists. Because why are you looking at someone's
Lord.
short skirt? Yes, if you're attracted to
Why
that
did you
short
put
skirt,
it on in the
approach
past?
them. Approach her and talk to her. If she says no, then it is a no. Learn how to be respectful
Parvin,
to ladies.
you've just
Okay?
included me, Bambi.
Yes, because if you think her skirt is so short and you think it makes her a slut, you're judging her just by seeing her outfit. That makes you a rapist. Like, why are you looking at someone's short skirt?
But wait, who said that she was dressed like a slut?
No, this takes us back to the post where someone was saying this little girl was raped regardless of her outfit. She was dressed decently in a tracksuit.
Yeah.
And she was still raped because the mom says she finds a blood clot in her daughter's tracksuit
Yeah.
when she realized the daughter was raped. So people are wondering, like, who gets the mind of raping a child, a 7-year-old child who was not even dressed in a provocative way? Like, what were you thinking? Okay.
Yeah, for some people they have issues, mental issues. For some people, yeah, it's a mental issue. So some
I
people
highly believe someone with mental issues would not be in a school setting of kids from nursery to grade 3.
Because you find,
you'll never understand
You
what
can-
goes through such a person's mind.
trust me, God hid mindsets and thoughts and intention. Like, you just see someone, you think they are kind, they smile at you a lot, but what is going
Exactly.
in their mind?
Yeah.
But then those people, we should beat them.
Anyway, the mother of this little girl is saying, even if it means sweating blood, as long as I'm going to get justice for my daughter, even if it means me dying, as long as I'm going to get justice for my daughter, I'm going to do everything. So the mother is literally ready to do anything to get justice for her child.
This type of action should be taken for the other victims
Exactly.
across the world.
This little girl, we are going to fight for her justice, and I highly believe it is going to be a lesson for all the rapists out there, Ugandan rapists.
Anyway, but I feel happy. You know, I was watching a video. There's the same thing happened, I think, in the US. It was a white state, yeah? A man raped and killed a daughter.
Wow.
And
Can
guess
you
what?
imagine?
During the trial, the woman enters with a gun and she guns the man down in court.
I rather be in jail on your behalf so that you go to hell.
Because she felt like
And I'll meet
that
you there
wasn't
later.
enough. The trial of life in prison, because we are no longer
Exactly.
having life. We are no longer
You know,
having
people are
executions.
having good lives in prison these days. These days, prisons are no longer prisons. People go to prisons, they get proper meals 3 days, like 3 times a day. And you think that person is suffering for their sins. Prisons are no longer doing what they're supposed to do to these criminals. So that guy rather be dead because it was even a daughter. You can imagine. How dare you rape your daughter? Okay?
But-
Anyway, this also goes to all the parents. If you're a parent out there and you have a daughter, you know, it is easy raising a boy child than raising a girl child.
Those are different
Even people were
perspectives.
commenting and saying, I rather raise 9 boys before I raise a girl child, just one girl child like this, because raising a girl child is something that is not so easy.
Before she turns on you for the world.
No, leave that aside. You know, raising a girl child in this society is something that is so hard because, you know, you have to raise them with a lot of morals. You have to teach them how this world is. You have to protect them from men. Why are men so much a problem in this world,
what
man? You can imagine raising your own daughter and you're protecting her from the father, you're protecting her from the brothers, you're protecting her from the uncles.
But the same can also be said
by women.
But they are like
pedophiles.
1%.
No,
They are pedophiles. 1%.
the number is equally as large. It's just that the issue is male victims do not speak out because society laughs at them.
We've had
Oh my
we've
God.
had cases. We've had cases whereby the child, a boy in school, imagine small young boys, let's say not even you can say 7, 6 years. Pedophiles, my dear, pedophiles don't define sex. They all do what? Because if he was a normal person, you could have done it the normal way. But you even got, you understand, yeah? But this thing of, hey, girl child, boy child, my dear, we are boys. We are not programmed robots.
Okay, anyway, it takes me back to what I was about to say. As a parent, regardless of the kind of child you're raising, we are supposed to raise our children in a way that they are free to communicate to us in whatever happens in their lives. Because I just imagine this little girl didn't tell the mom she was feeling pain. Okay, the girl went home. She didn't tell the mom what had happened. But the mom realized the girl is in a lot of pain. So the mom had to check and find out what was happening with her daughter. But now, I've been raised in a way when any slight thing that happens to me, I have to run and tell my mom. Even if a boy just comes and touches me, man, primary school, I used to report every single person because an opposite gender, why are you touching me? So that I believe that is how we are supposed to raise our kids. Kids are supposed to be free with us. Kids are supposed to be able to openly talk to us about what is going on in their lives. You find a lot of kids out there are suffering with a lot of things they cannot communicate to their parents because they don't have that open relationship with their parents. They fear their parents, and even when the worst happens, they decide to keep quiet about it and not talk to the people they're supposed to talk to.
And also the schools, Bambi. We should follow up on our stuff.
Exactly.
Trust me, I've been into institutes where you look at the person and you're like, where?
But now in this scenario, it is the head who is supposed to follow up,
And
doing
he's
the
doing-
rapping. So who is supposed to follow him up?
Let's wait for the things to turn out. But send me, if there's a link, we can share it, and we can also, it's a petition, right?
Yeah, there's
Online,
a link for the petition. You can go to your Google and type in Justice for Kwekwe. The first link you see is a link that takes you to a petition. Everyone is eligible for signing this petition, and you will later receive an email that grants you the signing, like it proves that you've signed, your signature has been added, and every signature adds because it is going to be the lead to the justice of this little girl.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, we finished the international news, brought to you by Josh, Jay, and PARVIN.
Joyce.
Very pissed at Ugandan men and other men country worldwide.
Men cannot be serious, man.
But then we are going in for a quick commercial break, bringing you the local news. One in Uganda, nowhere else. Umeme. We shall be back.
Drive me crazy with your touch. Loving you, it means so much. In this life and the next, you and I, we stay complex. Love's the only thing we hold through the years as we grow old. In your eyes, the story's told, pure and timeless, solid gold. Drive me crazy with your touch. Loving you, it means so much. In this life,
Systems are offline. An all-time favorites.
Hey yo, vibes on vibe, yo, feel the vibe. We are entertainment, CBM radio. We are that station that you're looking for, that your mama warned you about, yo. We are entertainment.
Add us to your favorites. Add us to your favorites.
Add us to your favorites.
And keep your browser locked.
Keep your browser locked. Yeah, this station's got soul.
Ayo, CBM Radio, feel the vibe, man.
Yeah, this station's got soul.
Systems are offline. Number one for hits and all-time favorites.
Through the years as we grow, in your eyes the story's told.
Well, welcome back from that short break, and we are back with the local news. And we are going to start with the Eid celebration. This weekend has been a vibe on vibe, food vibes everywhere. Anyways, we saw a lot of celebrities celebrating Eid regardless of their religions. We saw people like Nina Rose putting on hijabs. We saw people like Lydia Jasmine putting on an hijab and wishing the Muslims a happy Eid. We saw Shiba Karunji with her little son. What does he call the son? Bud? Something like that. Oh my God, the son is so cute, and he was putting on a kanzu, that Muslim kanzu, looking so cute, taking videos and pictures. Then we also saw people like Rema Namakula and Dr. Hamza with their beautiful children putting on hijabs and celebrating Eid. We saw Bebe Cool's family, the Gagamel family. This was my smartest family, by the way. They looked so beautiful.
Me too.
You guys, Bebe Cool has cute children.
Me too.
Josh.
Did you
Bebe
by
Cool has
any chance
very,
see
very cute children,
Hadi
and
Joshua?
they were very smart in their hijabs. Josh, I wish you could approach that girl,
Which girl?
Bebe Cool's daughter.
Nara. I'm a higher step.
Anyways, and in the other news, we had the Icon Awards that happened last, was it last week? This week? Yeah, last week. And we had Nigerian stars come into Uganda to be part of these awards. We had people like Ramsey Noah. We saw him in most of the famous Nigerian movies like Beyonce and Rihanna. We saw him in... he has been featuring in a lot of movies. If you're a Nigerian movie fan, you definitely know who he is. Then we had people like Kanayo. This one featured in Billionaires Club. If you've not watched that movie,
The guys who
I don't know what you think
sacrificed the kid.
about. Exactly.
That's
The
what's
whole
that
family,
movie.
not just the kid in Mota.
Yeah.
Like,
They literally
Namu
grinded
Sekula.
a kid in a
that
motor
was
like
the
Porsche.
most caring Nigerian movie of those days. And he was here in Uganda. He was one of the people who got awards and also gave out awards to our
He
Ugandan
got? He
celebrities.
received?
Yeah, he received an award and also gave out awards to our Ugandan celebrities. And we also had Patience Ozuku. And if you don't know that one, I don't know what to do for you. Seriously, she's a very, very, very beautiful lady who has been in a lot of Nigerian movies. She came to Uganda. She was putting on an African attire, the Waganda Gomesi.
Wait,
she looked
she put-
so
she
yes.
put-
For the awards, she was dressed in a
wow.
Gomesi, and she was so smart. She looked so smart in this Gomesi. But the best part for me in this whole thing was Kanayo's interest.
What
Remember,
how was it?
people already have this feeling of him being featuring in the Billionaires Club, that he uses a lot of juju and all that. And that was his interest, him like scaring people around and, pretending he's doing some rituals and all that. It
What
was
if he
really,
was?
really beautiful. Regardless, I was not part, so even if he was, it would be fine
But
with me.
I actually thank Nigerians for the support
Yes.
in terms of music, film. I was even once in the Nigerian sponsorship. The opportunities are here in Uganda. It had a Nigerian actress sponsor with a very renowned Mr. Gaetano. Yeah. And I really think Nigeria, they really step up and they really hold our hands when it comes to improvement in film and music.
Anyways, with still the Icon Awards, we had our own Nana Kaga representing us internationally.
That lady.
You know how Ugandans be feeling like we don't have anyone who could speak good English in front of those people to make them feel like, Uganda is a big country. This lady came out for her award and she was speaking the best English you have ever had in Uganda.
More than
Like
bad
everyone
blacks.
was stunned, like, who is Nana Kaga? A lot of people didn't know who she was.
Nana Kaga.
Kaga. She's one of the actors on Pearl Magic in Sanyu.
Wait, Sanyu, was she there?
Yes, she's part of that play
was she
called
even
Sanyu.
part of this thing called Damali?
Yes, she's also part of Damali. She's part of a lot of movies on Pearl Magic. But trust me, she had the best English. We felt so proud of her at that point. Like, yes, you're representing internationally, girl.
If she's really listening, Madam Nana, me and PARVIN are here. We need an uplifting. Hey.
Yes, we also had her impact last week here at
UICT.
Yes, and it was very, very nice for the ladies. Those of you who attended, thank you so much for attending. And those who missed, better luck next time. And in the other news, we have Elijah Chitaka's 30th birthday.
You people, you've really hyped the guy.
What do you mean we've hyped the guy? He's worth the hype.
He's worth it, in fact.
Yes, this guy is one of my best stylists around Kampala, male stylists. This guy puts on for me, like,
I'm starting to get worried.
Anyway, he also released his video of Echange. And this is still the best video I've seen this whole week.
Obviously. This is so one-sided.
The reason it is good for me, like the reason it is best for me, it featured Ava Peace. You can imagine, like everyone was expecting to see that baby he was singing about, and he really served us right.
Are they dating in real life or
No,
just
they
presenting?
are not. He's just featuring in the video. She's just featuring in the video. And
But
this video is so dope.
I won't lie. I don't know the whole song. Like, I know some parts. But I think the catchy part is that 90s intro. That
Yes, and the theme of the video was so connected to the audio of the song. Like, it is the best video you are going to watch this week, I believe.
Right.
Yes, and in the other news, we are back with Virota. Our own Virota, again, in a fight with Gloria Boogie. Like, they were up on a certain, hotel apartment, and they were having an argument to the point where even Gloria Boogie had to slap him. And they didn't know someone was recording. Uganda, everyone is paparazzi, eh? You don't know you're being recorded and you find yourself trending on TikTok. So one of their neighbors from a different apartment was recording them.
Wait, they've been together?
No, they are not together. They just had I don't know about that, but I believe they are not together because I recently saw Virota with a girl from the US. And they recently had a collabo. They had a collaboration song. I think it is called Ready. Yeah, Ready by Virota and Gloria Boogie. And everyone is commenting about how good this song is. Like, I don't know if we are just getting used to Gloria Boogie's voice or the song is really nice, but we shall have to find out. And yes, these people were in a fight to an extent where Virota was almost beating the girl, but you know how men don't want to beat ladies. So Gloria Boogie was like slapping him and asking him to do what he can. Yeah, tempting. I know girls, ladies.
I've seen that on live
the
TV.
line.
This guy who used to sing with the lady you said that featured in the video. What's his name?
Ava Peace.
But the guy, the first song they made with
Mudra?
Mudra.
Yes.
Remember, he had some arguments a few weeks ago with some lady that they shared money.
Was claiming that they ate her money and all that.
So she was provoking the guy. in front of cameras. So if he ever did any single mistake,
Yeah,
like
they would count
raise
the
a hand.
guy as a bad person.
Obviously.
But sometimes ladies can be provocative. But anyway, I highly support it. We should provoke these sons of Adam. Eh? Hey, they deserve the
And you said,
provocation.
and then you say that we are bad people.
You deserve the provocations because you're already bad people even without us provoking.
Then we shall be bad.
Anyways, in the other news, we have Bryans. I call Bryans Elijah's brother. Ask me why. They have the same fashion sense.
I feel like you're more of a dresser.
Yeah. Bryans appeared at the Icon Awards and back with his fashion. He was putting on a net, like, you know, those bride nets on his head. But this time around, it was black in color with some, you know, those African pearls. Then he was holding a skull.
But you people, if I ever got a red carpet and I was invited, and I just got out of bed, and I got my sheets and a blanket with my boxer
you would
inside.
Definitely rock it. You
and
would
then match on
definitely
a red
rock
carpet.
the carpet.
You guys would. But there's a recently I used to see people putting on. What are they, bed covers?
People
in
put
the US?
on weird things, just no. But yeah, Elijah was smart, by the way. You should look at his photo. He
Ugandans
was
don't
very,
disappoint.
very smart. And he was holding a skull, and you know how Ugandans are. They started saying what. But yeah, it was
people undermine
a designer
symbolism.
skull.
Regardless,
it was a designer skull.
how do you put yourself to the world?
Anyways, Bryans is back with the ASFAS Awards. Remember last year he had paused these awards because of certain reasons. And this year he comes out and promises that he is bringing back these awards. So you can just imagine he was dressed like that on that red carpet. What is going to happen with his award?
Can he put me among the nominees? I want someone to invite me for an award.
Weird clothes on the ASFAS Awards.
Put on umoja.
People put on a lot of things you've never ever seen in your life. But yeah, we can't wait for these awards to happen again because they're one of the best awards in Uganda. And then with the last local news, we have Makona. Now, I don't know if most of us know who Makona is. Makona is our TV presenter on Sanyuka TV.
Sanyuka.
Now, Makona is one of these disrespectful presenters. You know these presenters who bring in hosts like guests and start asking weird questions like provocative questions.
Yes.
Like the questions like they say you're a rapist, they say you do this, they say you do that. You know those questions which trigger someone's anger in a very disrespectful way. Now he has been in a lot of wrangles with celebrities on TikTok lately. People saying he's disrespectful, people saying he did this, he did that. And that is where a lady came out and said he was raped by this guy. Like she was raped. Again, men and rape.
No. Sometimes when it comes to Ugandan celebrities and rape,
anyways,
you never know. This
I won't say men, Kubanga.
We shall hate you.
People are going to come for me. But anyways, this presenter allegedly raped this lady, and the lady is now pregnant for him. And the lady is saying she's not ready to abort the pregnant, regardless of the man asking her to abort. I don't even think someone who has raped you would give you money for pills.
No, apparently, you people, one of the reasons why I fear women, you give her money to buy a pill. You know we are not supporting, but come on, it's our future we are looking for. I give you money.
You're talking with a lot of pain like you've given someone money before and they didn't buy the pill.
Soda.
Josh, I might be a rich auntie, I don't know. Are you a father?
Me? I won't say, but I'm not.
Anyways, that this presenter is now being hunted by police because they need to know what really happened. You know, they cannot get a statement from just one person. They need to get statements from him and then
Both
the lady
sides,
and find out what really happened and what went wrong, because the lady's story is also not connected somehow. The lady is saying she was raped again. She was in the man's house again. The man was just forcing her to,
But why did you go there?
Exactly. That is what everyone is wondering. Like, what were you doing in his house?
There, wait. You go into a lion's
But
den and you
anyway,
complain
let
it
us
attacked
not
you.
judge. Let us not judge.
No, they
Men
call it-
sometimes are bad
no,
people. You tell us
Leda,
to come and visit me.
Someone calls you for Netflix and chill. Eh? And you look at the wall and there's no TV and you still stay. Eh?
Well, in this case, I guess Makona had a TV because the lady had to stay and the results were not good. She's saying the man forced her to go to the bedroom. She refused. So the man had to come out of the bedroom to the sitting room, and that is where the raping happened.
It seems like from the this rape itself
Yes.
now. Imagine now I'm going to start moving around with free Wi-Fi. Campus children. Eh?
Anyways, in our last local news, we have Rickman proposing to Winnie Mbabazi over the weekend. You know, NRG Radio had a sports day this weekend. I think it was Friday.
Yeah.
Before Eid. Eid was Saturday. So they had a sports day on Friday. And Winnie Mbabazi is one of the workers on NRG Radio.
It was Sunday.
It was Sunday. Oh, yeah, that means the sports day was Saturday.
Yeah.
So they had a sports day at NRG Radio where all their workers come together to have a little bit of fun and sports. So Rickman was one of the artists invited to this sports day, and he proposed to Winnie Mbabazi.
Man, people are stealing women nowadays.
And Winnie Mbabazi accepted. So we have a new couple around town.
Kati baby Gloria tumuze bari.
Yes, but after this girl accepted, there comes out MC Stubborn. I don't know if we all know who MC Stubborn is, but he's one of the comedians from the Tuli Bulala family with Jose Chakalas and all those guys. So this guy is one of those people, and he comes out crying. He's sick on injections, saying he's in love with this Winnie Mbabazi girl.
Wait,
and
he's
apparently the girl was taken. I don't know. I think he had confessed even before, but the girl was not accepting. So now the girl has accepted.
Adam's son.
Because
when
the
we
heart
grab
wants
you
what
cry.
it wants.
When we beg, you refuse.
Anyway, we pray MC Stubborn gets a quick recovery because he's in a very depressing state right now, recording lives, crying and weeping and
my guy is desperate. My guy is out
apparently on a sick bed, actually.
It's just disappointing to hear coming from a man. As a man, why are you letting such stuff break you down?
Not everyone is as strong as you. You'll find a lady who is strong and a lady who is weak. So that's the same thing with men. Like you guys were saying, men can also be raped. So some men are also weak.
But why is he making it social media? Why is he putting
because
it on
he's a
social
celebrity,
media?
so people have to know what is happening in his life. That is what happens when you decide to become a celebrity in Uganda.
You might find these are the people who have a headache and they have 1K in their pocket. Instead of buying Panado, they will go and buy data and start posting, guys, I'm hurting. Yeah? My guy is out there. If you have a woman, they can wear magazigan. Women don't chase. Some of them. Some do chase, but then they don't like to show it because reason being they don't want to look vulnerable. In fact, they do want to look vulnerable, but in some states they don't want that thing to turn back to them. You understand? So if you have a girl, go for her.
Anyway, if you're out there and you want me, come for me before they take me.
Anyways.
Come for me before I am taken. Hey, Josh, you don't believe I can be taken?
By who?
By any man.
If you know that you're a suicide bomber, you are welcome. Jangu etulisizeko bomb ya PARVIN.
Anyways, we're going in for a shot.
Right now, I want to send out my sincere apologies and deep sorries. Apparently, the person is not dead. So, recently, we've had a video of a youth, a young man. I couldn't say big man or a young boy. This is actually a youth, Muvubuka. He was recorded by the bystanders being electrocuted to death.
Oh, the Umeme guy.
The Umeme guy. And this happened in front of Umeme offices.
Wow.
So many people jumped to conclusions. You know, Uganda, they say they see an exploding transformer and they're like, oh, government, how is the government going to reach out to you at that point?
Anyways, about that story, I think at this point no one could help this guy, because even when those people working with him would go up to get him, they would also end up being in the same situation.
Actually,
this is electricity we are talking
they
about.
could have blamed Umeme for these reasons. Safety gears. And also, before you climb a tree, they should disconnect it from any suppliers.
The disconnection happens from the tree.
No, it happens on there's some part they first disconnect. You understand? But regardless, this child doesn't have I've seen Umeme guys. You know, whenever I see Umeme guys in my area, I smile. Reason being, Gabaga Genda Komao. Those guys are like carriers of hope. You see a Umeme truck, and you're like, thank God. They finally attended to us.
Yeah.
But this I wouldn't say kid, but this guy, he had no proper attire. And even though in front of Umeme offices, what would it be? Was he like a worker, or it was one of those
I think this happened because there has been like people have been walking around changing the electricity wires. You know, Umeme is changing to UEDCL. And that has been happening over the weekend. So I think that is why this guy was...
But I'm disappointed at the people pointing fingers at Umeme for
Exactly, because
you point at it with an exact reason.
Do happen.
Yes.
And at this point, even when that other guy went up and saved this guy, I believe this guy was just, putting his life in trouble as well.
Yes. So what we thank God for is this guy that he almost died 2 times and he came back to the next.
Guy was not ready to die yet because he was resurrecting and dying again.
If he becomes a superhero, then he's going to have an origin story. And this, let's just say this is going to be good news. I pray he's Christian.
Yeah.
Because he should even not sacrifice, but they should even slaughter a cow for this guy. Very many people don't survive electric shocks.
Yeah.
People die from electric shocks from
simple
extensions.
Electric shocks from home, fridges.
But this guy was on a main source, not a main source, but on an electric pole. So this guy is seen almost, like, how can I say it? Being shocked. He's in that movement, hanging by that aid belt.
At some point, even his hands were hanging like this.
And he stopped for a moment.
For a moment,
and
people thought he's dead. And
on his back started catching fire. So as to that, I thought he died because we watched that video earlier, late. I think like 2 days to 1 day ago. So today as I was scrolling, I see the same video and someone put, he's saved. So
oh my God.
He came back to life. In fact, I feel like they jump-started the heart. And he came back to life. And guess they were trying out to rescue him. And the back was filled with burns. There's a whole line of a burn. And the wound was still smoking. And I don't think he was in his right mind yet, but he continued climbing up as they're trying to rescue him. So the audience is trying to tell him, don't go any further. Stop there, they rescue you. So we heard that I think either he's in Mlago and he's going to be fine, and we pray so.
Yeah,
but
we pray
guys,
he really gets fine, because electricity is not something they play with.
Before you start playing around with, we have this bagezi kubyalo. Chimuga biriga genze, he climbs. Please, if you're not qualified and having the right attires, you're going to tarnish the company's name. That's why Umeme goes on imprisoning, and it went on imprisoning and disconnecting houses that were poorly
connected.
I literally saw a house whereby the wire was used to spark at night and no one cared.
Wow.
Whenever it could rain, you would be in shock. You're like, what if I step in electricity? But then we should take precautions. And then that guy, if he was qualified, Bambi, let the companies above him provide better equipment and more trained people to do that kind of job. But we won't blame and point fingers, because accidents do happen.
Yes.
And with that, concluding our local news here in UG, brought to you by your one and only PARVIN.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just adding on anyway. But regardless, we've been really great. We thank you for the audience. And we are going in as a commercial break, right?
Yeah.
Coming back, don't remember the question, the 1 hour question. Should we men you?
Yes, you should.
When you kneel, you die.
Let's
All
first
right,
go for
we
this
are
break.
going in
Let's
for a
go for a break.
commercial.
Pure and timeless solid gold. Eyes that sparkle, heart so wild. Laugh that leaves me beguiled. Like a carefree inner child. Every moment so worthwhile. Purely divine. BYB, let it rise, let it shine. Take my hand, feel the moment unwind. From the spark to the wave, it's all for you. From VYB to VY, we're breaking through. Catch the VYB, let it rise, let it shine. Take my hand, feel the moment unwind. From the spark to the wave, it's all for you. From VYB to VY, we're breaking through. VYB, let it rise, let it shine. VYB, let it rise, let it shine. Walking slow to the beat of my chest. Eyes on the sky where the colors crest. Feet hit the ground like a soft drum roll. The world spins fast, but I'm in control. Walking slow to the beat of my chest. Eyes on the sky where the colors crest. Feet hit the ground like a soft drum roll. The world spins fast, but I'm in control. Heart on fire with a golden glow. Lights in my eyes tell me where to go. Rhythm flows deep and I won't deny. A feeling so loud it could touch the sky. Catch the VYB, let it rise, let it shine. Take my hand, feel the moment unwind. From the spark to the wave, it's all for you. From VYB to VY, we're breaking through. Catch the VYB, let it rise, let it shine. Take my hand, feel the moment unwind. From the spark to the wave, it's all for you. From VYB to VY, we're breaking through. VYB, let it rise, let it shine. VYB, let it rise, let it shine. Breathing in air that
Welcome back from that short break. And in this segment, we're back with the music and latest movies. Yes, and in the latest music, we have, of course, Gloria Boogie feat Virota. The song is called Ready. And everyone listening to this song is surprisingly saying it is a very, very nice song. Gloria Boogie gave us what we did not expect, I would say, because everyone listening to Virota's part is saying, yeah, Virota had to give us what he did give. But when you reach Gloria's part, you're forced to keep listening to the song because it keeps getting better and better every single time. Then we have a song from Pretty Nicole. Now, I personally would advise Pretty Nicole to stick to business because music is not her thing, really.
What business?
If you listen to this song, guys, you should check this song out. It's called Detergent, but the song is so disappointing.
But she's just begun, and the fact that she has faced very many
That
issues.
is not an excuse. Who
Oh,
even
Lord.
called her to the music industry? Who gave her the advice, man? Eyakwadaga magezi
PARVIN nawe
mutuge.
ogenda
Because
atandika oyimba.
what in the world is that? Anyways, yeah, she released the song and it has been going around on the internet, everyone asking for who the hell advised Pretty Nicole to join the music industry, because she was good the other way as a vixen. Yeah, she has the body. In business, here she has a boutique and it is selling very, very fancy clothes.
Apparently.
But music chaganyemo. Anyway, you never know. That is how Gloria Boogie started. Everyone was disappointed in her first song.
Till she
But
surprised
now
us with
she
a
has
video.
really, really given us what we did not expect. And with our last music news, we have Elijah Chitaka releasing her video again. Yes, guys, you should check this video out. It is a very, very good video
They're going to
featuring
You're going to
our
become
one
an
and
ambassador.
only Ava Peace. Guys, I love Ava Peace so much. That is why I was so excited about this video. And the fact that it was sticking to the audio, like what we expected to see is what he really delivered in this video. It is a very good video that she baby twachirabye wechiri. And yes, I think that is it with the music. So let's go in with the movies.
The movie is brought to you by Josh and your one and only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today he's in a very, very cloudy mood. A commando. Anyways, today's movies, as I give you, I pray that these last movies that I've been giving people are good. Some are not good, but regardless, we should be, joyous that movies are coming out. Anyways, we are having number one, The Final Destination Bloodlines. Those that have been watching the franchise of Final Destination. Wow. Recently I've gone to test I discovered that I was having myopia and I had to look into that machine. And I remember a certain part of that movie whereby a woman was lasered through the eye. It was a very scary thing. Very many people are fan of this, just like the movie called, I think, Scream. Also, this is another franchise called Final Destination. So, plagued by a violent and recurring nightmare, a college student heads home to track down the one person who might be able to break the cycle of death and save her family from the grisly demise that inevitably awaits them all. So in these movies, usually the one person is able to see death coming and they are able to avoid it. It's always like trying to avoid death. Yeah. So this is going to be released on May 16, 2025 in USA. And the directors are our beloved, Adam Stein and Zach. Wow. I hope it's not a disappointment. On our list, we are having, Josh, do we have a one thing that we can give them?
Well, these aren't exactly new movies, but today morning, on April 1st, which is Fool's Day, Marvel and Sony decided to surprise their fans by making two announcements.
Yeah.
So the sequel to Spider-Man: Far From Home, No Way Home, and Homecoming, they have released the sequel, Part 4, Spider-Man: Brand New Day. However, this movie is not going to be out till July 31st next year. So in a way, they are fooling us with, I don't know, an unexpected. They're leaving us on a huge cliffhanger on Fool's Day. Some are suspecting that this could be a joke from the executives. Others are saying that this could be a great marketing strategy. But either way, it's a great day for Spider-Man fans. And then Spider-Man Miles Morales fans have also been given great news.
Big up to Given.
But still, released on Fool's Day, which is why I'm not yet excited. It has not yet been fully confirmed.
Trust me, you wouldn't. Apparently, PARVIN surprised me with a wedding invitation saying April Fool's. Lord.
So, again, they announced that Spider-Man, the continuation for Spider-Man Miles Morales, will be released in 2027. I'd have graduated by then.
The
2027,
long-awaiting things. We have GTA 6 now.
We are getting Spider-Man announcement before GTA 6. This is crazy.
Yeah.
But either way, fans now have something to look forward to. You now have another reason to keep living. GTA 6 is not the only reason you have to live anymore, you guys.
Truly.
So Spider-Man, Brand New Day, coming out in July 31st, 2026. And the continuation of Spider-Man Miles Morales, I think it is Beyond the Spider-Verse, will be out somewhere in 2027. So mark your calendars and keep working.
and keep leaving you
Don't have
guys.
2027 calendar.
All right, we are going in for a little commercial break.
And before we go for the break, I've seen a lot of comments from our people listening live on YouTube. People are really pissed about this whole rape thing. People are saying that's why we hate girls when they start whining, even men get raped and all that. But anyways, that was not the question of the hour for the day, so we are not talking about that again. Fact is, men are bad people, regardless. Yeah, we shall come back with a question of the hour, which is going to even be more hotter. Eh?
Hotter?
What do you mean you don't want to kneel down?
We
Anyways,
don't want.
let's go for this break and come back with a fire.
Muchachi.
Reward for today's hits and all-time favorites.
Hey yo, vibes on vibe, yo, feel the vibe. We are entertainment, CBM radio. We are that station that you're looking for, that your mama warned you about. Yo, we are entertainment.
Add us to your favorites. Add us to your favorites.
Add us to your favorites.
And keep your browser locked.
Keep your browser locked. Yeah, this station's got soul.
Hey yo, CBM radio, feel the vibe, man.
Yeah, this station's got soul.
Systems are offline. Hit and all-time favorites.
Hey yo, vibes on vibe, yo, feel the vibe. We are entertainment, CBM radio.
All right. For our listeners out there, we are back with that one section.
Question of the hour.
Indeed. Before we go any further, this should be taken as a national public holiday. Your
No.
beloved Joshua Mukisa Ian is turning on 6th April.
Go away.
Just this Sunday. I'm so
Today
excited.
I feel like I'm being cheated. Like, why am I the only girl? I cannot argue my point out properly.
No, apparently, since you're the vulnerable one, we shall listen.
Anyways, today's question goes, is it a must for men to kneel down while proposing to ladies? Is this even supposed to be a question in the first place? Because as a man, do you expect to propose to your lady while standing?
Yes.
Oh my God,
And it's the norm.
explain that.
And as a woman, are you giving your man food while standing?
Now, before we even go to the food
relax.
parts,
Answer.
Relax.
in your
You
whole
answer.
lifetime,
This is
the only one time you're going to kneel down for me. And I'm going to be kneeling down for you for the rest of my life.
We gentlemen.
So what do you mean you want to break that one time I feel proud of myself like
you mean
someone
those
is
that
on their
kneel,
knees
do
for
they
me?
lose anything in life?
Look,
Those who
the
kneel
man
for
quotes
what?
you. He buys you gifts. He spends money on you more than you'll spend on him. And now he has to buy an expensive ring, engagement ring, not wedding ring. And kneel as if almost begging. Will you please?
Of course they are begging. Will you
Become-
please?
Will
They
you please?
are begging. I can literally say no to your expensive ring.
Oh Lord.
I would actually say no to
That
you
is
for
why
not
we are
kneeling
stealing
down
people's
for
daughters
me.
out of their homes.
That is why I would definitely say no if you're not kneeling down for me, because who said I need the
brought kneeling?
expensive ring?
Who even brought kneading? It's almost like
Oh my God, it
education.
is a sense of respect. It is a way of showing that you really need me to be part of your life.
And then
Okay?
Eve's daughter is like,
And-
no. Hey, Lord.
Exactly,
I'm already
because
down there.
she can say no. Now, just imagine she was already going to say no and you're still not kneeling down.
Okay, but if
It
I'm
would
kneeling,
just make
kneel
things
down.
if
worse.
I'm kneeling,
That would be a
and you say
reason.
no, I'm already down on my knees. I will uppercut you one. You dare say no. You dare say
We beat. I can't go on my cheek.
So you feel like kneeling for that one time. You
degrading.
killed your
No.
pride
Come
and
on. Okay,
someone
look,
is saying no, you would uppercut. Okay.
Eve's daughters are something. Eve's
But
daughters
anyway,
are
I
something.
highly believe you're supposed to kneel down.
So if I go to you
you
like
are
humbled,
literally begging. It is not a must for me to say yes to you.
oh Lord,
Oh, my days.
You are begging at this
reasons
point.
to cancel
You
marriage.
are begging. Okay.
begging.
Yes.
You're not begging. You're asking.
We
You're saying,
are asking, not
will you?
begging.
He's not, please marry me. He's, will you
Will you
marry me?
marry me? Like, you should even add the please.
No.
Where are your manners?
No.
That's why
Please,
we are
because
going for the
you do
Indians.
not know how many.
It's the girl to give us the things. You people,
No,
there's
that
nothing
Indian
written
part
in
is
stone.
something different. But
Imagine-
anyway,
But Baganda, let's talk the truth. During Kabaka Mwanga's age, so men used to kneel down. Did they?
yes.
This is called one of those things driven by whites. Oh, baby, kneel. You know, you go even ahead to plan the engagement yourself. You're like, I want you to kneel.
Do you
I want
actually know
I
that
want to
this
have that
same
romantic
white-
music.
These same whites who brought the kneeling while proposing are the same whites whose wives do not kneel down while serving their husbands because they do not have it in their culture.
Nanti, yes, we never used to stand. We never used to kneel while asking women for marriage.
Because
In
proposing
fact, people
was
used
not
to pin
even
their
part of
daughters
their
on
play.
men. I come, I court you.
Courtship, marriage,
Yes.
period. But now
what's courtship?
we are talking
We
about
are
this
losing
era. We are
purity
talking
of
about
love.
this era.
We are losing purity of love over social things. There was courtship. Courtship was filled with love. Kwata akana katwale ku muyembe, kakubireyo muyembe, sit down. Talk about her beauty. Talk about put a flower in the middle of the head and the ear. And then she'll like you. And then bring your dad. And they talk about the goats and cows that should be brought. But you want me to take you to an expensive place filled
By
with
the way, I highly
bucanos.
believe people of those days used not to marry because of love.
Neda
Because
Bambi,
even during
that's
the courtship, you would be courting with someone who your parents saw for younger or
Nanti,
child
we
baby.
learn to love. That's where you get the thing.
There
of
is nothing
true
like
love
learning
comes from
to
friendship,
love.
but you
There
learn
is
to love.
nothing like
Let me
learning
tell
to
you one
love.
thing. A boy,
You
a
grow
boy,
up knowing that neighbor's
it's
child
hard.
is the person I have to
Parvin,
marry
let me tell you
regardless.
this as a man. Yeah.
In courtship, you're only finding out how they behave.
Let me tell you this as a man. Yeah. I can get you when I don't like you, but I learn to love you. If a girl sees you and doesn't like you, they will never like you. But a boy can learn to love. We learn to love. You understand? We are not in these things. We weren't in those other traditions whereby they could forcefully push you out of the home. If a girl never liked the person, except when it's a greedy family, they would push you into marrying the guy. But if you did not want, it could not continue. That's the whole purpose of putting what? Courtship. So my dear, these things of kneeling down, I'll bring my ring, slap it in your face, and I'm like, we go.
Anyways, here they're saying kneeling down is a tradition and often romantic gesture
But tradition
during a
started by
marriage
who?
proposal.
But who started? Who started the
it?
tradition?
Of course, you don't know who started
Okay,
all
well,
the
okay.
traditions we are
Historically, this
following.
thing started in the Renaissance era in medieval
But
Europe.
they're saying it is ultimately a matter of personal preference
Yeah.
and what feels comfortable for the person proposing for their partner. There is no rule that dedicates whether or not to kneel, and many couples choose alternative ways of proposing. But I personally
Are you personally what?
believe it is a must for a man to kneel while proposing because it is now already a culture people have adapted to that can never be changed.
The men you're calling rapists, you want them again to kneel down for
Because
a woman.
my man will be different.
But anyway, I don't
He
want
will
to
not
sound
be a
rude.
rapist.
I'll leave. In fact, I'll be a Yuda in future because me, I have to marry. And I respect my uncle because, you know, he knelt and asked
Man, if
for
you're out
marriage.
there listening and Josh is about to be your future husband, I feel for you. Anyways,
She's there, she's listening, and she's going to laugh at this because she knows, regardless. Anyway, I've ever knelt for her, but this is an argument.
look at you. Now first tell us why you knelt.
That's aside, that's personal life now, yeah? But now, for real, yeah? These things of women standing highly. That's why in the end, you develop wings and you don't want, you even start stepping on the mat.
Stop getting excuses. You already got your disrespectful wife. Now you're putting the blame on all the women out there. No.
Parvin, when you kneel, what do you
find
lose?
Someone who is
when you kneel, what do you lose?
They will stay respectful for the rest of their lives.
We're not saying that women, it's a must.
But women do kneel. Women don't have a problem with kneeling. It is men who have problems with kneeling.
Should you put money? I swear, I see your future husband kneeling. You're paying 5M.
Women kneel for the rest of their lives, by the way. After that proposal ring.
No.
She's going to kneel while bringing you water to drink. She's going to kneel while bringing you food. She's going to kneel while greeting you. She's going to kneel doing everything.
I've never seen my own mother doing that for my family.
Because it is probably not your culture. But in my culture, it is very disrespectful for a woman to give their man food while standing. Even my own mom kneels down while serving my dad. And that is culture. That is how we've been raised as Baganda ladies.
So you're going to be kneeling?
Exactly. I have to kneel for my man, but now tell me where I get the audacity to kneel down for you, yet you could not even put your one knee down for me during a proposal.
Men kneel down
that
for
is very
things.
Disrespectful. Who are you giving a ring while standing like, will you marry me? Yes. Oh my God.
I hold your buffet. You want romantic? We play music and we turn down the lights.
Hell no.
I get the hands.
I would never accept
despite
such
how
a proposal.
hard they may be.
You know, sometimes I now understand why we always have to stick to culture, because some things really look so not okay doing them.
But seriously, this whole kneeling thing was never part of
African culture.
It's a medieval thing started in the Renaissance era.
Exactly, but now we've adapted to that, and there is no way you're going to propose, because now before it came, there was no proposing, but now the proposing came, and it is a tradition of kneeling.
How was it?
But I think they used to do dowry, right?
Yes, you sit down with the girl. These are the
dowry comes in after proposing. Now that dowry goes to Kwanjula. That is not proposing. Even on Kwanjula, you give your wife a ring.
Dowry. Leave alone dowry, yeah? But if you sat down with a woman, look at the beautiful sunset, yeah, and ask her, will you marry me? What's the problem with that?
That is so not okay.
And to an extent, this is the problem with women. This is the problem with women of nowadays. In fact, in dating stages, yeah, they expect you to be the husband material in a girlfriend's in a relationship stage without even marriage, yeah. But they cannot be the wives in a girl, to a boyfriend. So you want me to be like your husband, treat you like the husband should. My people, differentiate these things. There's what they call courtship. There's dating. There's a relationship. And there's marriage. Those things are 4 different sectors and stages of a good relationship. And all of them, one thing comes first. Friendship. Very great friendship. These things of kneeling down, it's not a must.
Now, I want you to tell me one reason you would get someone. Go through the dating stage. Find out they are really a good person for you. You even reach a point of getting the urge to propose to them. And you feel like they are not worth your one knee. Just going down on one knee.
These are people, they are not stitched to our lives. People come and go, my dear.
Yes, people come and go, but at this point you've gone through stages. You've dated her, you've understood her, you know who she is, and you cannot kneel down to propose to her. But you want her to accept and be with you.
My dear,
yet you cannot kneel down and propose to her.
That's why umulenzi omugana byengenge bijja kujja lumemi mwaga. Okay. Walks away. Character development.
Well, I don't even know what to tell you guys at this point, because I believe when you've been with this person, you know what they want, you know what they don't want. Okay, some girls out there might be free with, a man proposing to them while sitting or standing. But at this point of you're with a girl, you know what they want. You truly love them. You've understood them, dated them for a time that you think is enough for you to propose to them and become their fiancé. And you feel like you cannot put your knee down to propose to her.
What is the point of a knee? To prove that I love you?
Yes.
Men buy cars that they don't love you. They just want to lay with you.
Auntie, that is why
Those are things.
this one small thing you
That
don't
one-
want to do is what is going to prove to me that you love me or not. That one small thing, you
So we
might
make-
buy the
we
cars,
make
you
an
might buy
agreement.
the golden
We
and
make an
diamond
agreement.
rings.
I kneel down. I no longer give you money. I don't do anything else like
No.
a gesture, a romantic gesture. I just kneel down. That small thing you want. And I
Wah.
don't. Let me tell you, we can do very many things for women that we don't like.
Anyways, I believe proposing is always not the end of the relationship. I can still break up with you even after proposing.
Coming from your own one and only Yuda. Yuda.
I can still break up with you even after giving me a ring. A ring is something I can always return.
And also a knees or something I can bend back. Gotcha.
So if you did not kneel down, I can still say no or say yes to avoid the embarrassment, and after that be like, you know what, Josh, it is not going to work because respect is supposed to be double-sided. It's not supposed to come from one person.
So if he,
No, what do you mean you can slap her? Do we girls kneel down?
If your future boyfriend doesn't kneel while he's proposing, you'll say no.
Yes, I will. Say a very bold
Take
no.
note of this day, April 1st, 2025. Let's keep note of this day.
We've been frank.
I would say a very big no, because who in the world does that? Who proposes while standing?
And yeah, you're standing,
Like-
the woman.
Please, Pavin, will you marry me? Oh my God.
If I'm to kneel, we shall all kneel.
Yeah. We
But
both kneel.
Pavin, despite that day, the fact that Mbono doing this, putting it up to you, that's the reason girls have to be short.
You actually have to show me that you're down, because you know you feel like
I can lie to you. I can lie to you through those simple gestures, and I won't have respect for you.
You rather lie to me like that than showing it to the
That is-
public that you're a very disrespectful person, and I'm saying
So
yes
the
to
women that
you.
kneel, conclude.
So what you mean? What I wanted to ask you is, if your girl comes and kneels down for you, maybe while serving you food, like your wife, I wouldn't say your girl, because at a girl stage I would never do that. If I'm your wife and I come kneel down while serving you, does that mean that I have to disrespect you after that because I've respected you?
No, the fact
So
is,
why do you keep
want
saying-
those small gestures?
No.
Now there are very many more coming in. Yeah?
So let it be like this, Josh. Let it be like this. You don't kneel down for me. I never kneel down for you for the rest of your
Obviously,
life.
we've not seen women kneeling down in families.
Because, oh my God, this would even be disrespectful. Anyways. Anyways. I highly believe kneeling is something we
Godly
ought
for
to
men.
do. Anyway, let's first go to some of the comments
Rated men.
from our listeners and see what they think about this topic.
Oh, yeah.
We have a comment from one of my first viewers called Anthony, and he says, that's the only time. Josh, I need you to listen to this carefully.
Anthony is a betrayal to
I need you
manhood.
to listen to this carefully. That is the only time they actually kneel with their heart out. So yes,
That's
because
when you will kneel his
you
heart
are
out.
literally talking, you are literally taking the mantle from her dad to yourself.
These
To
are the
take
people who
her
are taking. Oh my
as
God,
an
it's so
inquisitive
emotional.
way. Proposing is supposed to be an emotional part of the, like, it is supposed to be emotional because most of the times people do it even without notifying us. Like, you don't know someone is going to propose, but they actually do. But just imagine you're being in that, excited state, someone is going to propose to me, and then they come and just stand like they are just doing you a favor. Will you marry me? Like, they're just helping you. Please leave me. Did my parents tell you that they cannot feed me anymore? No. Please leave me. If you cannot kneel down, ndeke wafe. Yes.
Kati gwe yagala kneeling down. I saw you kneel down. I kneel down. I will treat you like a slave.
Oh dear. Mariella, if you're hearing this.
I can always go back to my parents' houses. Manye, let me tell you something about men. Men always
Toli
think,
Muganda.
First wait, men always think the fact that we leave our parents' houses and go to their houses or go for marriage. Maybe they think our parents are tired of us and we cannot always go back.
Why would they send you into marriage?
Because
if
they
don't
believe
like,
it
if
is
they want
for
you?
my happiness. I cannot, Katola Joshi, you cannot come to my parents. No bagamba, I want to get married to Pavin. Neba kukkiriza. they have to consent from me. Like, they have to make sure I'm happy with being with you. That is the whole point of marriage.
Preach.
You being able to live with someone you're going to be happy with, like happily ever after. But if you come to my parents, no bagamba, me, I like your daughter regardless of whether she likes me or not, I want to take her. Do you think that is going to happen?
Man,
why should
we've
this
seen
be
people being
one-sided?
sent into marriage because the guy has money.
That is
So-
for some dumb parents, man.
Hey.
Anyways, for the next comment, I have hard facts. The question is for the hour, but yes, as a man, I believe we are supposed to kneel because we are trying to take responsibility of the parents and making sure they trust us and think we can take care of them. Okay, I don't
She's making
understand
it
what
sound
he's
like a
supposed to
woman.
mean.
Like a child, eh?
But, the next comment, we have a comment from Cindy who says, yes, I was supposed to ignore this message, but when I saw that the kneeling part, it started boiling my blood, and I highly believe men are supposed to kneel down for us. And William says, hi, Parvin, you really have a nice show. Yes, as a man, I believe they're supposed to kneel because it helps show respect for a lady and speeds up the acceptancy from a lady.
Who say you're bribing?
Exactly.
Mo bribe.
Yes, you're supposed to bribe me. You're supposed to beg
Oh,
me.
we skip all those dates and that
Big
expenditures
up.
I've made.
And yes, he says, but also helps a man in case rejected to look down to avoid much embarrassment. Just imagine you're looking up like this and the whole world is looking at you and the girl is like, no, I will not marry you.
I slapped you.
Where do you get the audacity of slapping me?
From the ground. From the ground. Get it from the ground. Upward. On the chin.
Lord.
A good one.
Oh my God.
But anyways,
Thank you for listening, William.
This aside, yeah, me, I will kneel for my woman. This has just been an argument. This is how people get hated for being characters. I might be hated for being, that kind of guy who's always against something. But yeah, we're supposed to kneel for our women. Not a masters always, because but regardless.
It is one time in a whole
But
lifetime,
women,
Josh.
not everyone is the same. So some women, from there and then, But anyways, me, I will kneel for my lady.
Anyway, when we say no, you guys cry. We know, though you act hard, but you cry.
We don't cry. Men don't
You
cry.
do.
When a man cries, the whole nation cries. Anyways, we are going to be back next Tuesday, same time, same day, same energy. We are holding you back in the next news. We are
Yes,
having the big
and,
ones, entertainment here.
Before we go off, I want to give a shout out to some of my listeners who really, really told me they like this show. Big up to the Cornerstone Fusion Youth Club. I love you so much, guys. Emma, Nana, Sharon, Gloria, and Sinan. Many of you. I love you so much, guys. Thank you for always listening and liking this show.
Given is listening as well.
Yes, and everyone who supports us by sending in their message for the question of the hour, commenting on our show. Thank you so much.
And those wanting to give me a birthday gift this Sunday, the number is on
Stop marketing
mobile.
yourself.
Yeah, I know, man. It's been long since
We
I
are
got
not
a gift.
giving you gifts.
I know you are.
Wow.
Give me them keys. All right.
Anyways,
Same day.
we sign out.
Same time. Next Tuesday. Please. Bye-bye.
Chapter systems are offline.
Number 1 for today's hits and all-time favorites.